we're live. Hello, magical people. Always sounds so freaking generic, like saying like a robot. Like this is the prompter for the news. What is good, everyone? Welcome to another episode of Our Daily Magic. Our Daily Magic is a magical space in which our collective belief is we all are magical as fuck in our own unique way, and we all have the tools within us to unleash that shit. So what we do in Our Daily Magic in the podcast is having magical conversations with other people who showcase their magic. And our hope is that whoever listens to that can find something in those conversations to be able to cultivate more magic into your life for yourself and for everyone. I am your gorgeous host, Dell.
Diva Dell. And I'm Kai.
Sanka, what was that thing? Diva? What's those things they call?
What?
DT. It's something DT. DT Dell. DT dead. DT dead. So sounds like a combination of a Jamaican and a British guy.
When you say it, yeah.
Oh, speak about that. Isn't it pretty cool? I got a Jarvis now.
Yeah.
So shout out to everybody who has an iPhone. I just found out that you can change your Siri voice. So now my Siri sounds like Jarvis from Iron Man. So he's like, "Hey Siri, tell me the weather today."
It's currently clear and 61 degrees. Expect mostly cloudy skies starting in the afternoon. Temperatures are heading down from 63 degrees to 48 tonight.
He's like a South African Jarvis.
Now I put British. There is a South African version.
Really?
How does a South African sound like? I haven't really met South Africans like that.
We watched Chappie.
Chappie's a robot.
Yeah, Chappie took place in South Africa.
But Chappie's not South African, he's a robot.
Chappie has a South African accent.
So those people are South African?
Yeah.
This whole time I thought they was British.
Wow.
Which brought You see that? That's what happens. It brings things full circle. She thought the opposite on one end. I thought the opposite on the other end. That's what she said. And here we are. It all came full circle and light. And got to learn something new. I never knew that shit.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
I did say I want to like use props and shit today.
So what is this?
If you don't know what this is,
Yeah, but what do you use it for?
I don't really use it. It's like a
What?
toy that I have sitting.
Who has a
around.
Thanos glove and doesn't use it? This guy.
Yeah, I'm about to say like me. It's one of the collections that I got when I was on a splurge for my inner child. My inner child wanted to get a Thanos glove. Well, that's more my adult size child like part, but I got that for myself, and that's when I also got the wrestling belt. And what else did I get? It was a gift from my son, the Thanos bobblehead. But yeah, it was a good exchange, just showing to my kid that I can get stuff, that I deserve it, and I can actually be able to put forth the actions to create what I want to create, which in this terms was the Thanos glove and this wrestling belt that I won, and everything else. Oh, Keith's Cacao, very good. Want to throw it out there. We do have a link on our website if you guys want to order some cacao. Very, very good. For me, I used to do it, was it like 6 times a week? Now I only do it like, was it 3 or 4 times a week? But it is very beneficial out there for you, especially for people who don't know so much of what cacao is. It's dark chocolate, and using this for me, it's like a little bit of a coffee and also a meal suppressant. I only eat 1.5 meal a day, and that's usually after I do my workout. But this is very good as a great heart opener. Get your present and a lot of other stuff beneficial for it. The minerals and magnesium. Highly recommend it, especially for people out there who love chocolate. And also, it mirrors me because I am dark chocolate. I'm lovely. I'm spicy like this. And I'll give you some energy. Keys Cacao, our Belly Magic.
Okay. After that sponsored message, oh, that's what I was thinking about. With the Thanos glove, and you were saying that you weren't using it, it reminded me of like having superpowers and just not using them. You know, it's like that's the opposite of being magic unleashed. But it happens all the time. It could be either like maybe it's a superpower that we don't know about. Maybe it's a superpower we forgot about. Maybe it's a superpower that we don't think we have. And because we don't think we have it, we don't. But you could actually do anything. Like literally anything.
Is it we don't have it, or is it illusion that we don't have it?
Well, what I was just saying is that we think we don't, but we actually do.
Yeah. And life's all is always about remembering what we already know.
Mm-hmm.
It's illusion that we don't know. But really, we do. We remember it all. And it's all the journey of getting back to that remembrance and growing from there. Because even remembering what we remembered before we got here has expanded more in every moment since we got here.
But you gotta forget in order to remember.
Yeah. It'd be pretty cool, like you just hop in here and you just knew everything right from the beginning as a baby.
Maybe you do. And you just forget as time goes on.
I was like, it's gonna be pretty cool. Like what you said, like for future children to be able to like play around with this type of stuff and see what happens. I want to make an Ip Man. Remember Ip Man?
No.
You remember that fighting movie that I watched with the Chinese dude, but he like punch so fast. But speak about remembering, it's funny with Jaden with Naruto when he said like the whole chakra thing,
mm-hmm.
And then he was like, he thought that it wasn't real. I was like, energy centers are real. Chakras are real. He's like, really? He's like, so I can have powers of Naruto? I was like, yeah. So it's like, just imagine like being told as a kid and you start believing as a kid, like, yeah, you can fly, you can do these type of stuff, but not in a way like the kids going like, all right, everyone try to jump off this building and fly. But like let them have those beliefs type of stuff when they're younger.
Yeah.
And to be able to allow them to like nurture that and grow it. It'd be kind of cool just to imagine like getting a call from your child's school and saying your kid's levitating stuff again. Or was it Little Nicky? When Little Nicky had a kid, at the end of the story, they was talking about how the kid got suspended from preschool for turning the kid's milk into moose piss.
Ew. I was thinking about teleporting, right? So it's totally possible that like you could be teleporting in one moment, but just be perceiving from this body. And like you could actually like have another body be like bilocating somewhere else and doing something else at the same time, but you're just perceiving this one right here.
Is that dreaming? Is that dreaming?
No, I think that's reality. We are technically all the same being, but just perceiving from one perspective. So maybe we can just choose to perceive from another perspective one day, one time, for a little while.
I mean, isn't that what we always do? Let's shift your perspective.
Is it?
Well, my perspective is always open to be shifted, and it does shift in every moment. Like, for example, my perspective shifted earlier today, or earlier in this conversation, talking about Chappie.
Right? So does that mean that you teleported?
Yeah, I mean, there's always a, what's it called, a reality at play and timeline that we shift timelines all the different time.
Mm-hmm.
So why that be considered teleporting? I mean, like we're on a timeline in which we may potentially get attacked by a saber-tooth tiger or some shit, or we shift it to a different one.
There we go. Live teleporting. Unleash that shit.
That's actually a great perspective to like embody and see where it goes from there. Like what you mentioned before, how we all are this one giant being having experience. Like to be in that space of just being curious about it, integrated into your life. Wonder how that would be for people to do that.
I think that's called unity consciousness.
Yeah. UNITY.
Was that Lauryn Hill? No.
The Fugees.
Oh, it was all the Fugees.
Was it a
together.
Fuji or was it Lauryn Hill by
Uh-oh.
herself? You used to live next to Lauryn Hill.
Yeah.
You want to share your story? Didn't you like knew her kid or something like that?
No.
Oh, I could have swore like there might have been somebody else I heard who said they know her kid. Is that Lauryn Hill or is that Queen Latifah? Now I gotta look this up. Oh, I am so sorry, Queen.
Oops.
Queen Latifah, please don't come kick my ass. Queen Latifah's my homie. UNITY. Shout out to Lauryn Hill too, and shout out to Queen Latifah.
Yeah.
She's from Jersey.
Yeah, I have connections to both of them.
You do?
Uh-huh.
So let's get them on a bat phone.
The bat phone. We had a friend of the family who had a barbershop, and he actually rented an apartment to Queen Latifah and her family, I believe.
Was it like before or after her success that she had?
Before.
Oh.
In East Orange. And yeah, Lauryn Hill graduated from the same high school, and she used to come and visit.
Columbia?
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
There's this big controversy that the miseducation of Lauryn Hill was about that school.
Conspiracy theory?
Conspiracy theory.
Conspiracy. Conspiracy about everything out there.
Right.
Conspiracy about what God is out there. All these different conspiracies.
Sounds like a contradiction.
What?
What God is out there.
I mean, if it's everywhere, they're right to a certain extent.
Mm-hmm.
But when you feel like your only way is the right way, you're going to miss every other opportunity to actually expand upon this realization.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing about it.
Wait.
What?
Expand. Keyword and. Okay, I'm done.
I want to apologize to everyone who's listening right now. I wish the last couple seconds of this dialogue that left you feel like.
Listen, I had a profound conversation last night. I was talking with my friend, and she said, all the facets of your being. And I was like, oh, shoot. Fascination. Facet.
I was thinking about faucet and flaccid together.
Ladies and gentlemen, I want to apologize. This time not for my corny joke.
That wasn't even a joke. That was like a curious question / statement.
Got it.
my body is sore as fuck right now. we were talking, I don't even know. We was talking about it before it or after the water situation I was looking at.
Mm-hmm.
We was talking before it. But I was drinking water, and I read online how water is beneficial for speeding metabolism. And for myself, for the past couple weeks, I've been drinking like a gallon of water or more a day, and it's been very beneficial, being flushing out and things like that. But working out, and for those of you who don't know, I'm part of Cult Fit, and the CrossFit, your body is pretty sore after working out. And for myself, not only I invested, like I mentioned in one of my videos, on stretching, so I get professionally stretched by a professional stretch place, but now I incorporated this recovery machine thing that they have for really getting the lactic acid and build up that anybody gets working out strenuously. So with that, just talking about the water, and I mentioned it to Kai before the show. I'm like, everybody has like an opinion about stuff or it's beneficial, and then I can easily find something online that says oh, it's not beneficial to do it this way, or even like dieting and all this other stuff. Here's the right way to diet, and then somebody else will say, no, that's bullshit. This is the right way. This is the right way, type of thing. There's so much different stuff out there that you can potentially get confused for which way to do things. So the catch 22 for myself, I've been just intuitively listening to in the moment for things that align with me to do. So I drink my gallon of water. I have my cacao in the morning, like I said, like a couple of times during the week. But then I eat a meal after working out, and it's very interesting right now for me because like for myself, my weight's been fluctuating. But the thing about it, I'm looking at myself and my features are changing. So I was getting a little discouraged. I'm like, wait a second, I'm not even losing that much weight. But then I looked at myself and like took my shirt off. So I went, oh shit, I got a lot more definition than I had. It's like a different type of weight compared to what it was before. So I have more muscle compared to before. I was at this weight with fat. So I said it because my birthday is 17 days and counting, and I was like, I want to be in a better physique shape before my birthday. And I was talking to Kai about this, how this one time, and I lost 30 pounds in like it was 30 pounds like 30 days type of thing. And of course, like for me losing the weight, it was like I was losing emotional weight and just losing weight because of the fact of I was dealing with my emotions too. I was processing this is right when we broke up and stuff, but also I was really focused on taking care of myself in more ways than one. But also I wasn't so attached to losing weight and this other thing. I didn't even care about it. And it shedded so fast. But now the fact that I'm more focused and fixated on losing this weight is more of a journey now because I'm getting more present to it, but also I'm in this process now of getting more detached from it. I threw this intention out there. I said, and even as I'm talking through it, I'm coaching myself because I said, I want to do this I want to be this way on my birthday. So that's one energy compared to I'm going to be this way before my birthday and doing energy from that energy of it's already done, it's created, and I'm just playing out the parts and doing it type of thing. It's like I even know for the other time I was just on autopilot, and synchronistically the autopilot allowed me to drop 30 pounds, but also I was dropping emotional weight. And I was saying to Kai, and I feel that for myself personally, I put on this weight. It was emotional weight that I was putting on for myself, and it was a way of putting my comfort shield on because I was dealing with a lot of emotions from the death of my father and just life. And especially doing the inner work, when you start doing inner work, you start reflecting on what transpired in your life leading up to this moment. It's sort of like a life review. It reminds me of from a lot of religion when they say when you die, there's a judgment day. You take a look at your life, you look at everything in your life, and then you whatever you get the decision like is he good enough to be in heaven or is he going to go down to hell? And for myself, I've been going through that judgment for like years now, since like I got the eye opener when I had ayahuasca that first time. Well, even before that, whatever the plant medicine was before that, but leading up to that, but the eye was really was the catalyst too for me to really start to have that review. But what happened during this process is the reviews is I would choose which thing I wanted to review compared to life was just show me the things to take a look at no matter what, and to be with those parts of myself before no, I'm not good with that. I'll handle that when I handle that type of thing. But I truly feel that this weight that I'm dropping off myself and getting back in shape is emotional baggage I'm actually letting go of, and also it's old patterns that got me to where I am right now that I'm shifting, like the emotional eating and things like that. And I caught myself. It was actually yesterday, or either yesterday or Sunday, one of those days. I caught myself in my mind telling me, "Oh, go eat this thing," and like I was like, normally when I'm told like in my mind to go do something, I would question it, but like when it comes to food, like, oh yeah, this would be good. I'm like, yeah, it'd be really good. Yeah, oh yeah, that burrito. Oh yeah, I'm gonna get that burrito. Sounds really good. The chips, ooh, yeah. And I'm sure people can resonate with me when you hear those thoughts, like, oh wow, that pizza and ice cream would be really nice right now. And it sounds like it's like a comfort voice that comes in and like, yeah, it really would be. I'm gonna go do it. Compared to what I did this one time when I heard that, I'm like, why? why do I want to get that for? For what? Am I hungry right now? No. I like checked in with myself. Am I hungry? No. So then why am I want this? Oh, so that way I can be able to stuff down some more emotions instead of allowing it to like come up and release itself. And that's when I went on a walk yesterday, and I came to find out, I was like, and I said to Kai later, like, I actually brought awareness to the fact, like, I really miss my dad, and my dad's my best friend, and I miss having conversations with him. And when I brought that awareness, I was walking, tears just started flowing, and I couldn't control it. It was just being released, like, like that. But it brought awareness to that, and I realized, like, oh man, I've been stuffing myself and stuffing these emotions so that way I didn't see that part, because I thought the grieving process was just okay. I grieved last year and I'm good, but the awareness that I came to about that was it's a deeper, besides the grievance and the loss of my father, it was just deeper emotions out there. The transition of my father was a catalyst, the intense catalyst to show me what's happening inside me, and giving myself the natural ability to allow it to flow, just how the universe flows, just allowing those things to come up and flow and be with it and be okay with it and be that supportive friend and all these other things. But also I'm supported by nature with this stuff, and I was literally in nature being supported, being engulfed in this forest that I was walking through and everything else. But once I did that, it shifted that story that I had of going to those comfort foods to do it or whatever. And also it brought awareness to become like, I, I said I'm going, or no, I said before, I want to get into this great shape and physique body, but I kept self-sabotaging myself by getting this comfort food for doing that. And when I brought awareness to it, that's when I realized that, oh, This part of me just wants love and be told it's okay. And then once I allowed myself to do that, it allowed me to even connect deeper to myself. And the prize of doing that was I was able to connect with my father even deeper.
Profound.
Yeah.
So do you still get the emotional eating urges?
Hmm?
Do you still get the urges to do emotional eating?
That's the thing. It it pops up, but the more awareness I have in myself, the more I'm aware of what's happening. And to elaborate more on that is the more awareness you come with yourself, the more you actually be with yourself, the more you actually see, you become more aware of when those thoughts come up, those story thoughts. And that's with anything, not even just with food, overindulgence with whatever it may be to distract yourself, those distractions that may pop up. But when I'm aware of it, and also I'm more solidified with what I am creating for myself. So it's like a simple yay or nay. If what this thought or whatever or this idea to do is in alignment with what I want to create or what I'm creating. It's yes or no because it'll be an honest answer to you. It's like the Byron Katie thing. Is this true? So I ask myself, is this in alignment with what I'm creating for my soul?
Mm-hmm.
But it's even just asking the question. It's like if a kid asks you for something and or say something like asks like why? It's asking that question. Or even a kid asking you that too. It's like don't do that. Why? Because I said so.
What about the other way around? Like, relating to the inner child. It's like the inner child wants an ice cream sandwich. And maybe it could be perceived that that ice cream sandwich is, like appeasing your inner child, like, yeah, you're letting them have what they want.
Yeah, it's a combination. Or well for me, it's a combination of it. Being like, yeah, it's great to have those moments of treating yourself and those type of things. But for myself, it's also like where I'm presently at and where I'm looking to go is in alignment with where I want to go. For myself, I'm shedding my weight. I'm getting in shape. It's great to have an ice cream here and there and stuff, but when I have an ice cream here and there is every day, it's gonna be a question about that. Like, and it's like you're in the moment of doing that, and you don't even know until like, holy shit, I'm getting a lot of weight. And that's where I was at for myself, or that's where I'm at for myself. But now I'm actually in the process of losing and shedding. I'm actually very excited about it because, and that was another reason why I rejoined CrossFit because not only the gym helped me to lose weight pretty quickly, but there's a lot of other factors into it. And I don't know if I mentioned to you, but I said to somebody else, I was like, yeah, I can work out by myself. It's totally easy to work out by yourself, but it's a different energy when you actually are working out with other people, and especially in CrossFit, because we're all doing the same workout. We're all like going through this journey of suffering together, but then we all make it out through it. And also for me, and this is helping me with these type of choices and bring more awareness to it, is CrossFit's helping me to develop more mental toughness as well. Being pushing through the whys and being able to get into a space in which I can get beyond my mind and still being in the flow with stuff. So it's helping me not only for my physical standpoint, but my spiritual for meditation when I'm sitting in my thoughts like blah, 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 blah. Of course, sometimes like my stomach comes like, all right, you gotta poop. I'm like, all right, I gotta poop. I actually tried one time and I was like, oh, I can't do this. When the stomach was like telling me that, I was like, I'm going to see if I can sit in meditation long enough that my stomach stops giving me the sensation. And then, like,
for the graphic material, folks. Just make sure your children aren't watching this stream.
It's easily, this is a way of illustrating something that we all go through.
Oh my gosh. And then how do you relate to yourself in the present moment? Like, when is enough weight enough, in terms of shedding? Or are you're just doing it forever until you don't?
I'm doing it now. So my goal in this moment is to be able to get into a size and physique for myself that I'm comfortable running. Right now, I'm not so comfortable running because it's putting a lot of weight and stress on my knees and those stuff to run. So I want to get to a place of that. And then from there, we'll see what happens. But I definitely made an intention to take better care of my body, my mind, and my spirit. I've been so much on the spiritual aspect of stuff and been gaining so much weight. So it's like, oh yeah, you're doing the spiritual work, but your body is where all this emotional pain and stuff is going on at.
Got it.
It's also a different thing too, because before in this weight loss journey, I would judge myself, beat myself up, and all these other things, but I felt like I wasn't where I was supposed to be. And now with myself, I give myself honest, unconditional love. Meaning, like, I'm on the journey of the losing the weight, getting in shape. I see the end goal of, and I also had dreams about it and visualized like how my ideal body, and I'm doing the steps with that. But also, I got present to how I was in the moment with love and honesty. It's like look myself in the mirror and like, oh, this body is so amazing.
With that voice.
Yeah, but it's like, yeah, I love my body and all that stuff, but this body right now isn't a body that I won't be okay with forever. I'm okay with it right now, but also being honest, like, okay, here's where I'm at from all of my decisions I have made up into this moment, body wise or food wise or whatever wise. I have a choice. This is just showing me what is happening with the path that I'm on right now. This is the results. If I want different results, I gotta do different actions. So different actions, going back to the gym, working out, drinking more water, doing all these different types of things. I know where I was at, but also I know I had a choice of redirecting my path to go to where I would like to go. Life is about the experiences of having those moments to experience things, to get to realization like, oh, this is not where I want to go. I want to go a different way. And being able to navigate yourself to go a different way, because once you actually make a decision of where you want to go, the universe just shows you all the different techniques and things to be able to do it. And also, like, I'm really playing with this infinite energy too of creating. And I truly feel and believe that, like, because I did it before as well, I can drop weight like that, like Thanos snap. Drop weight really fast. But also in the process of being able to do that, the universe is actually showing me, giving me this opportunity to love myself through the process of this journey that's unfolding.
Yeah. So when you talk about, like, your body and your body after you lose weight, are they the same body?
Same body, different shape. It's like us. We're still that same kid that we were 2 years ago. We're just in a different size.
Got it. Got it. Awesome.
Wait, yeah, it's pretty cool. This journey, you're on your own journey too. You're on your eating plan and all the other stuff you're doing.
Yeah. Shout out to Victoria and Laura.
I think we shout her. Oh yeah, we did shout her out the last podcast.
Yeah.
We shout you out once. We shout you out again. We got to talk about sponsorships.
I didn't say where.
Yeah, it's like you Google those two names, all this stuff that's gonna pop up.
I love the English language because there's so many like clues, especially for conscious awareness. Like for instance, it used to be a joke between me and one of my friends. Would say, people that have a weight problem. That means that they can't wait to eat. But in this case, it can mean anything. Simply what you were saying before, not wanting to be in this body or where one is, that can also be looked at as a weight problem. That's when people start to have the perspective of a weight problem because they don't want to be where they are. But the more that they are where they are, synchronistically, either their body changes or they change their perception about their body, or both at the same time. And it's like the English language just kind of like gives that hint, with these words that sound the same but are spelled differently.
Waiter.
Right. I remember I used to go to the store with my grandma when I was young, and it's like I was starting to get a sense of what money was about, and I wanted to get this gum. And we got up to the register, and it was time to pay. My grandma's like, "All right, you can use your money." And I think I had like $1 or $2, so I gave her the $1, and she's like, "But Kai, it's a little over $1." And I was like, "Yeah, I have dollars, but I don't have any cents." And she thought it was the most hilarious thing in the world. But at the same time, I didn't have the sense to know what that actually meant because I was just creating a relationship with money.
How old are you?
Probably like 2 or 3 or 4.
Damn. I can't remember what's going on with me 2, 3, or 4. It's like a blur of the rock star life. You know what I thought about? It's funny. Just thinking about like childhood and stuff. Remember that movie we watched before? It was the Key and Peele. What's the guy? Jordan Peele. Not the movie. What was that movie? Not Get Out. The other one, Us, with the clone thing. I always thought to myself, like, what if I'm the clone and the real me got kidnapped somehow and I got brought here?
How would you know?
Yeah. Until eventually, like, I'm just walking around, I see another me. Do. That movie, that song is still lit. Do.
Has anyone ever told you, like, come up to your face and be like, "I know you," but they're talking about somebody else?
Maybe I don't remember. I made college parties.
Mine is mind altering substances.
Hey, you. Hi.
They say that everybody has a twin.
I mean, it makes sense. We all come from the same branch. Or same tree. Different branches and leaves.
Makes sense.
Yeah. I actually just sent that to one of my friends. We actually had him as guests. Juan. I sent him this person I'm like, yo, if there could be a stunt double, it would be him. So you remember how my friend Quan looked like, right?
Mm-hmm.
Look at the dude that's into him.
Wow.
I was like, yo. Well, if there's a twin out there for me, I'm pretty sure he'll look exactly like me because I got my hair dreaded. That'd be pretty crazy. Go around and see somebody with the same hair and everything, like Spider-Man meme, they'll point at each other.
Yeah, I've had people like literally come up to me and be like, "Don't I know you from somewhere?" I'm like thinking about someone else, like right here.
Cue the Usher song. You remind me of a girl. I like the Jamie Foxx version of that. If they have it. Oh man, I forgot it. R. Kelly popped up.
So back to your food conversation.
Mm-hmm.
When you hear that voice that's talking to you and that, asks you about these things about food, is there also another like voice that talks to you, or is it just that one?
It's that one, but then it's like I hear it, but when we hearing his voice, I already know that I'm aware that this voice is going on. I have the choice that I want to follow it. There's different things, so it's like there's moments when your soul speaks. There's moments when the story speaks to you, and you can be aware of it. It's just like it can be a distinct thing because you hear yourself. You hear yourself, but like for me, I could tell when the story comes up. 'Cause it's like a little slick voice. It comes to me like a whisper in my ear. Hey. And sometimes I listen to it. It's still the funniest thing. There's one time, full disclosure, we're about to get graphic a little bit.
Oh,
so
boy.
it was like this one time, and I know somebody else this resonated with. So one time in meditation, I was meditating, and it was like this voice just came out of nowhere. Yeah, this is gonna be really good to use and go beat off. I'm like, yeah, it would be. Feels real good, the sensation. So I'm like, I did it, and then after it just felt like so I can tell when like that voice list or when I'm listening and I hear that voice and I do something upon like what that voice tells me, because after I feel like, why the fuck did I do that? And then the voice just gets quiet like so it's like that voice that tells you like, hey, oh yeah, how dare that person to say that to you? You should go fuck them up. You should go tell them off and this other shit. Like, yeah, I should do that shit. And then you do it, and then after you're like, why did I do that? And then that voice goes like, but, we all know that voice. Of course, the ego part of us in the story and those in the programming, but like those moments pop up, or even like a situation happens in the moment, like this means this, and you're like, yeah, that's what it means, or whatever, and you don't get the full information on what's really going on, but you can believe the story, like, yeah. So you believe the story, and they come and find out that it wasn't true, and you're like, So with that being said,
yes,
the more awareness you bring to yourself, the more you can be aware of what voice is trying to tell you to do something. Like the soul will give you some guidance, like a little nudge. Hey, wouldn't it be cool to do that video that you? Oh yeah, wouldn't it be cool to like talk about this? Or hey, wouldn't it be cool to ask that person out that you like, and then the other voice comes in. No, 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 no. Don't do it. But the soul doesn't tell you, like, when those voices come in, maybe you shouldn't do that. Sometimes it does. Like, for me, sometimes it does, matter of fact. Like, oh, how dare this person do that? You should do this. And the soul, like, I don't think you should do that. But it's like mad calm.
Oh, go ahead.
No, well, like I said, I truly believe the more awareness you bring into your life, the more you be aware of that and also what's going on. And how do you bring more awareness? Meditation.
Great lead in. Thank you. So, here we go. So, for the past couple of weeks or however long, whatever, I've been observing myself for a long time. But recently, I had some just like real funky sensations going on in my body. And I was like, how do I want to relate to this? And, like the first maybe apparent step is, to like just surrender. But I actually had to figure out what that means. And I am so like convinced, I'm just going to talk this out, that like there are, oh, great. Exactly. We talked about this in the beginning of the podcast, so it's already confirmed. I'm so convinced that I've like known how to do these things that I've been wanting to do, like internally, like find harmony with my emotions and stuff like that. I so know that I've done this already, right? But at the same time, it's just like, I'm just forgetting and remembering again. Just fucking go along with it. So, all of these like funky like sensations were coming up, and I was like, what is this? So I just sat with it. Then in the past 2 days, I've had both extremes. The past 2 days, I felt like really shitty for a moment, and I was just with that. And yesterday, like all day, like I felt like I was high. Like I was just like so happy. And in that moment, I got to be with a lot of things. One is that I got to be with this belief that I had, this belief that, oh, if I'm super happy, that means that something's gonna happen. Like something's gonna happen and I'm gonna be really sad again. I'm gonna get bushwhacked. So I was with that. But the 2 days together like gave me so much awareness that I am not either one of them. And I got to be with the space that's outside of the emotions, that the emotions can't fuck with. And just coming from that place, it was like the emotions almost didn't even matter. And it was really great. And at the same time, it felt like emotions are like kind of just an act. It's like, oh yeah, I can act happy if I want to. Oh yeah, I can act sad if I want to. And then choice comes in. And I feel like that's where I'm at. It's like it's just a choice. And it was just great to be the space, beyond the emotions, just knowing that they're not me.
So when emotions come up for you, do you say, so let's say if you're experiencing a moment of sadness, you say, this is not me.
No, I am not sadness.
I am not sadness. And then what happens when you say that?
Well, it's not that I say that, it's the awareness, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because I am the awareness.
So in the awareness of being of that, what happens to the sadness?
Well, sadness is there. Maybe
it's present.
Right. Maybe there's something that it wants to say. Maybe there's a way that it is asking to be expressed. And then that's that space for the choice to happen.
Yeah. Getting beyond. And also you're bigger than whatever emotion that's going on as well.
Right.
The fun journey is getting to that place of knowing it and embodying it. So that way when the inevitable cycles of those things show up, happiness, sadness, or whatever. Oh, okay, this is what I'm experiencing now. This is what is going on. Let me hold space for it. You didn't.
So holding space for happiness, to me, I had like happiness on a pedestal. I was like, oh, okay, that's what happiness is, what happens when I figure all this shit out.
That they felt it was confirmation.
And that's like, no, happiness is one of those things over there, those little things. And I didn't get that
That's not
at
what she
the
said.
at the moment. But then there was this feeling of like, well, yeah, there's the awareness, there's the choice, and that's like, and you get to be the encompassing space all around all of them.
Yeah. Yeah.
And what I found is that relates to everything, like money. Like, I thought the big number in the bank account was what happens when you figure all this shit out. And it's like, no, not necessarily. I get to hold space for the big number. I get to hold space for whatever number wants to show up. But the way that I'm relating to it, the way that I'm holding space for it, this is what's really present.
Yeah, I like that. It's like that's a funny one too, because a lot of us have that belief too. Figuring out, I need to figure this out, or once I figure this out, then I can be this or whatever.
Same thing with the body.
Yeah.
I'm holding space for big Kai and for little Kai, and at the same time, I have this knowingness that if I keep doing what I'm doing, that I'll eventually
Get there.
But it's like, it's already here. Like,
Yeah.
I don't even care about it because
It's already done.
Yeah.
And you're just doing the actions of it already being done.
So the goal, I made a goal for myself that I wanted to get down to 20% body fat. I think I was at 25%, 25.1% when I first got my initial thing. And it's funny because I was talking to my nutritionist. I was like, that should happen in about 3 weeks. So I just keep doing what I'm doing. And it's like, oh, okay, then we don't really need to do much. And that was a really good feeling.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Yeah. That's a great segue.
Just keep doing what works.
Pretty much. Something doesn't work for you, find something that works for you.
Right.
That's it.
And for me, that also included like trying on beliefs. I was talking to another friend of mine yesterday, and we were saying, it was funny how we both got the same message. And the message brought a lot of like ease. Like, we thought we had to like struggle and prove, to be worthy of the next level, whatever that is. So like, for instance, that goal that I said, like, oh, I gotta keep striving and prove myself until I get there. And it's like, nope, not necessarily.
Yeah. 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 That's all I can say. I was thinking about that for myself for the weight loss. I thought, like, oh, gotta do this and this and this. Like, no, just do the actions that I'm doing, and also having or holding the anchor belief of me doing what I'm doing is more than enough as well.
I've also done the opposite. And the opposite is that I had a project that I was working on, and I've done this project several times. And the first couple of times, like, it didn't really like yield results. So I was like, oh, okay, let me go inside, let me do the meditation and find out, like, oh, what beliefs do I have to, like, move around, and how am I feeling about myself? Maybe if I feel better about myself, the next time that I do the project, then it'll come out better. So I did the project again, same shit. I did all the meditation, all the inner work, right? But the project still turned out the same or maybe even lesser so. And that's because even though I did do those, those things inside, I did not take the inspired actions that were being given to me as a result of doing that inner work. I thought it was just the inner work that needed to be done, but I took the same actions or maybe even less because I was like, oh yeah, I just need to be more confident. I got this. It's going to go so much better. Oh yeah. And it's like, so it's like there's the work and there's the work.
Yeah. But even like that, it's the results, because the results will show up when they show up too.
Mm.
And when they show up, may not even be what we are expecting for them to show up. So it's like doing the inner work and showing up with that energy and showing up with the confidence and all the other stuff out there. And you do it this one time or whatever you do it, and it doesn't work. But it's like showing up, continuing showing up with that energy. It's going to morph. It's going to shift things. It's just like gaining weight. You don't gain weight overnight. You gain weight on a continuous basis. So it just makes sense that to lose weight is the same thing. It's a continuing process. It doesn't happen overnight unless you get liposuction, or butt implant. Then it could happen overnight. But the natural flow of things is a natural flow. It happens how nature, your own nature, flows with it. It's like a tree losing the leaves and growing it. It seemed like it could happen overnight because you're not really paying attention to the trees when they lose their leaves and when they get it.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like a process. The growth of a tree, a growth of a plant. It doesn't happen overnight. It's a growth. But the thing about it is that natural flow and keep doing the effort and allowing the natural flow to happen, and eventually, boop.
True.
I said that for myself too.
This is like, imagine me like sitting here. It's like, oh, I am not gonna be cold. I am just gonna think warm thoughts when I could just go over there and close the window.
Good luck with that. That's like who said it? They didn't say it was a meme from Till Swan, like her spiritual funnies one. Some of them be funny. It's like a person saying like, "It's all love and light," and the person who was saying that in the photo was around like a freaking forest fire going on around them and like all this chaos. But it's all love and light. Change my mind. It was like the person with the table when they say like, "I believe this. Try to change my mind." So the person says that, and then like all around them is like all this chaos and shit like that. I mean, they have the right to believe it too. Like, oh, it's all love and light. Cool.
Mm-hmm.
It's like I like to embody both sides. Yeah, it's all love and light, but I want to be present, especially like, let's say like a grizzly bear's in front of you. Oh, it's all love and light. I'm just gonna sit here and try to give the grizzly bear a hug. I'm not taking consideration what this grizzly bear is thinking and how this grizzly bear is being and what's going on with him.
Mm-hmm.
And probably gonna rip my face off. Who's that guy? Oh, remember the crocodile shaman?
Oh my god.
He's like, I can speak to the gators. For those of you who don't know about this guy, I think it was like wherever it was in the Amazon, but somebody went missing. Another person went missing or whatever, and the people believe that a crocodile took the kid or took the person away and killed them. So there's one guy there. He called himself the crocodile shaman. So, oh yeah, I can speak to this alligator. I can speak to the crocodile, and I'll make the crocodile bring forth this person, bring them back or whatever. And this shows the universe has a sense of humor. So the guy jumped into the water. He's like, I'm going to sit here. I'm going to connect with the crocodile. Oh yeah, he definitely connected the crocodile. The crocodile came and got him, and you saw in a video he just went underwater, then it come back up, and then a couple days later. And then here's how the universe this is just funny somewhat. They found the crocodile shaman. Of course, he was dead. His body floated up the stream. but right next to him was the person's body that the guy intently went in there to try to get the crocodile to bring back. So, and of course, that person's dead too. But it's like,
Found him.
yeah. So it's like he intentionally did do it, but I'm pretty sure the results of how it was going to unfold, he wouldn't have liked that to happen the way that it unfolded. But it still showed, hey, I guess he is a crocodile shaman.
Legacy.
Yeah. I'm like, man, I believe it. I solely believe that we're all connected and all these other things, which is so true. But also, I always take in consideration what this other person or whoever it is, animal and things like that, what are their instincts? What are their thoughts right now? What are their belief patterns and stuff like that? Because it's like, bro, like somebody has a machine gun, bro, we're connected. Give me a hug. I might get my whole guts like filled up with lead.
Did you ever see in the 70s where there's the peace people with the flowers and they would put them in the end of the gun and be like, don't shoot, no war, just peace.
Yeah. I wonder how many of those people got shot in their face and like went up to the void. It was like, what happened? And the guy was just like, bruh, you went in front of a gun. You put a flower in it. This person shot you. Like those type of stuff. I thought I could do anything. That's why I went in front of the train and tried to stop it with my hands. Well, the train had other thoughts.
Now we're full circle, teleporting and all that stuff, and you know what we believe is what we believe. Chakras. What if you don't believe in chakras? Do you think you still have them?
Still question. It's like if you don't believe in God, do you still have an experience with it?
Good question.
If you don't believe in Santa Claus, does that mean Santa Claus is real or fake?
If a tree falls in the forest and no one's around to hear it, doesn't make a sound.
Yeah. That right there. Oh man, that could be a whole different episode topic.
Until next time, folks.
Oh, no, not the forest thing, but the Santa Claus thing.
Yeah.
The consciousness of Santa Claus. Because hide your kids' ears. Of course, like all of us, we came to the realization that Santa Claus was our parents. But
says who? Speak for yourself, my friend.
Listen.
Speak for yourself.
My bill says otherwise.
Speak for yourself.
Yeah, okay. My bills say otherwise on Christmas. But the consciousness, but also like all the parents who embody that consciousness of Santa Claus during that time to provide for their kids. So really think about that. They're taking on a selfless role because it's not the parent, oh yeah, I got you this gift or whatever. You actually give something outside of you the credit, the consciousness of Santa Claus as a reason why these kids have the gifts and things like that. And it's a selfless act because it allows a kid to believe in hope and all, whatever it is. But it's very interesting to take on, embody the consciousness of Santa Claus.
It's like embodying the universal Christ. And that, I believe, is a great belief for people who think that gifts are just 3D. I believe in Santa Claus, and I get gifts every year that are not necessarily in the third dimension. Works for me.
Yep. And I believe in Man Bear Pig. He's my spirit animal.
So I must be real.
Oh yeah. Don't fuck with me. I say it all the time. I was like, when somebody asked me, who's your spirit animal? I was like, I got a couple. Man Bear Pig. There's a Man Bear Pig. But yeah. But he's not the most violent one. You gotta watch out for that cardinal.
You good?
Yeah, I'm gonna light this blunt. Just kidding.
Towel.
Imagine. Until next time, which whatever it'll be next week. Stay magical.